Destiny Lashea. To my subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming back, and to the newbies, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss a video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my flawless everyday makeup routine for dry skin. Lately, my skin has been extremely dry. My skin has been like flaking off. I don't understand it. But I have changed my foundation routine to suit my skin. Okay, for me, when it comes down to dry skin, prepping your skin is the most important. So make sure you exfoliate and moisturize very well. And I like to use a illuminating primer because it's very hydrating for my skin and it gives me that nice dewy looking glow. So today I use the Mercier Radiance Bronze Primer, and I also color corrected any darker areas on my face that I feel like need extra coverage. So since I've been really dry, actually I have like this really big dry patch of skin right here. A lot of foundations that I already own kind of cling to that area, and it's really textured and it doesn't look good when you put foundation on top of it. I've been looking for foundations that have oil and nourishing properties to them, and I've really been liking the Tarte Foundcealer Multitasking Foundation. Honestly, I feel like having dry skin sucks more than having oily skin because it's just really hard to cover that texture, especially if your skin is flaking. So this foundation has really been my go-to foundation. The color matches me really well, and what I like to do is just put it on my sponge, kind of pump it on there, and then I just put this all over. I feel like I put way too much on because with this you do not need that much at all. Now just really blend it into my skin. For me, I hate when foundations are cakey, especially when it comes down to wearing a foundation every day. And lately, since my skin has been so dry, I like something that gives me that coverage but isn't super thick to where I can feel it on my face. And with this foundation, I can't feel it on my face, which I like. As you can see, like the color matches me pretty well. It gives you like a nice little cute glow. It doesn't make you oily, but it definitely hydrates. This foundation has Babassu oil in it, and it also has hyaluronic acid. So Babassu oil nourishes your skin. It also really soothes the skin. This formula also has sunflower seed oil in it, and it's supposed to give you a nice appearance of like younger, youthful looking plump skin. And I really just like how this sits on my face. Like, it just looks really good and it doesn't cling to this little patch that I have going on down here. I just pull it down my neck. I would say this foundation is medium to full coverage, and it has like a natural satin skin-like finish. While I'm talking, I'm just gonna fill in my brows. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Dipbrow pomade. If you're in a rush, you can use a pencil. I like to use the Anastasia the pencil one. I can't even think of the name. Yeah, I remember having to go to the store for the first time and find my foundation shade, and at first I had no idea. Like when I first started makeup, I had no idea what I was doing. No clue. I like to put the formula on the back of my hand to warm it up, by the way. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. I remember going into Sephora and being so overwhelmed by looking at all the brands of foundation. Like, I didn't know what foundation would be good for my skin. Like, I was just overwhelmed. So I remember specifically going into the store not knowing what foundation shade I am or what brand to even pick up in a foundation. And I remember the Sephora employee, the beauty advisor, was so helpful when it came down to picking out my shade. And I was in that store for probably like an hour just going through foundations with her, trying them on my face and seeing which foundation matched me the best and which foundation didn't cling to any dry patches or made me super oily, made me look like a grease ball. So that was really helpful. If you do have a hard time picking out foundations, I've told you guys this so many times before, if you have a hard time, go to Sephora. I promise you it's the best place to go if you do not know your foundation shade. They have so many tools to help you find out your shade, and their employees, based on my experience, have been very helpful. At Sephora, which I love, they let you take samples home. So you don't have to purchase the foundation right away. You can try it out. Sorry, it's really hard to talk. You can try it out at home first and then come purchase it later if you'd like. So I just kind of flick the brow hairs up in the front like that. Doing your brows is like a whole job, okay? So Sephora also has the foundation finder quiz online, and that really helps you to find what foundations to pick from when you go to the store or shop online. So in the quiz they ask what type of foundation you like matte or luminous. They also ask you what kind of coverage you like, just trying to get an idea of what kind of foundations you like so they can narrow down the search for you, and it's really helpful. And I'm sure you guys have already heard about Sephora's online shade finder. If you haven't, you definitely should use it. It helps you find your perfect shade based on foundations that you already own, and it's a really great tool, especially if you're looking to purchase a new foundation and you just don't know what shade to get. So generally every day I don't really carve out my brows, so I'm just gonna leave them as they are for right now. So if you do want to purchase a new foundation, or you're just getting into makeup and you want to purchase like your first high-end foundation, I remember that feeling, like I felt so bougie. Make sure you get a sample, take the quizzes online on Sephora's website. I will put everything in the description box. I'm serious, you guys, you should definitely use the tools because it saves you a lot of time going back and forth to the store and not picking the right shade or the right formula. Generally what I like to do after I do my brows, I like to go in with concealer. I'm going to use the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer. This has been bae for the longest time, like the longest, and I just like to put this on right underneath my eyes right here. And I am a concealer junkie, so I like to really load on this concealer. And this just really, for me, brightens up underneath the eye. When it comes down to everyday makeup, I need to conceal. Like, there's no question if I'm gonna conceal or not, because I just need to look awake. I put it on the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose. And honestly, guys, this whole routine takes me about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes if I wasn't talking through it. And I just like to put it on the areas I want to stand out. So I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on my lids because my eyelids get pretty dark. And I just take my sponge and I like to blend out underneath my eyes first. And just kind of blend out everything. Okay, so now that that's all blended out, I like to go in with a setting powder because I just don't like my under eye area to crease. Now, if you're dry, you can get away with not using a setting powder at all. For me, I can get away with not using it at all, but today I'm going to use it because my eyes are a little bit creasier than normal. And I don't like to apply a lot every day. I don't like to bake every day at all. Today I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Banana Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. This is a really nice setting powder too, and it just gives me that nice airbrush finish that I like. So let me find a brush. This is my own personal setting powder. I'm just going to dip my brush into this powder like so and tap off the excess powder because I don't want that much on my face. And I'm just going to tap that setting powder underneath my eyes. And I put this powder everywhere that I concealed. And I just really press the powder into the skin instead of letting it sit there. And I just like to place some of the powder on my eyelids as well because this is a no eyeshadow kind of day. Do you guys do eyeshadow every day? Let me know. Like, if you guys work, do you guys do your makeup every day? And do you do eyeshadow and like lipstick, like the whole nine? So since this is like a quick everyday out the door kind of beat, I like to use a bronzer instead of a contour, like stick contouring. It just takes way too long. So I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the color Deep 4. It's a really nice bronzer and it just really warms up my face. I just put it on the sides of my face that need warmth, so both sides obviously. And I just kind of pat it in. And sometimes if my foundation is moving around, I will pat it in like this. And this just gives me a nice sun-kissed kind of look. I like to use like a bigger brush just to kind of put that in on the sides of my face. It's just a lot quicker. When it comes down to being extra for every day, I feel like blush and highlight are optional. I like wearing highlight every day. Blush is like a yes or a no for me on certain days, but I don't know, I feel like wearing blush today. So I'm gonna put on the Laura Mercier Grapefruit blush color. I'm just gonna tap my brush in there, kind of tap off the excess, smile a little bit, and apply this blush to my cheeks. And just kind of bringing it up into the bronzer. And this just, like I said, just adds a little color to my face. It's not too dramatic, but it's just really pretty. I like to apply my highlighter to the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose right here, and on the sides of my face, just to give me a nice, healthy looking glow. And this highlighter is just so pretty. Ooh, look at that. And I just like to put some right underneath my brow bone and kind of curve it over like this. So what I like to do, since my lips are a little bit pigmented, I like to throw on a little bit of lipstick. I've been using this Huda Beauty Interview lipstick nonstop, and I just kind of take my finger and apply some to my lips just as like a little sheer coverage. And then I like to apply my Fenty Gloss Bomb. You guys already know how I feel about this. This is in the color Fenty Glow, the original one, and I just apply it on top. This is like the glossiest gloss ever. So I'm just gonna throw on some lashes. Literally it takes me less than 5 minutes to do, but I'm gonna do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this everyday glowy, flawless makeup tutorial for dry skin. I hope it helped you out. If it did, leave me a comment down below, like this video, and remember to subscribe. If you want to check out anything that Sephora has to offer, like I said, I will have the link down below in the description box for you. And I will see you guys in the next video.